Greetings! Mantore79 here, and welcome back to another deck profile video for Cardfight Vanguard Deer Days! Alrighty, let's get started. Pressing the A button now.
Vanguard Deer Days.
Loading game and proceeding. Here we are in the main menu, off to edit deck menu. And now in today's video, the deck profile I'm going to be making one for is a Keter Sanctuaries, Sword Satan Night Dragon, Gramgrace, D-BT08. Alrighty, let's get started. Going to the deck, selecting edit deck, and off we go. Here we are in the edit deck menu, and like I just mentioned before, the deck I'm building today's deck profile video is a Keter Sanctuaries, Sword Satan Night Dragon, Gramgrace deck, made up of cards only available up until D-BT08. So first off, we go to the filter settings and to pack, show only cards from D-BT01, Genesis of the 5 Greats, D-BT02, Brush the Legends, D-BT03, Advance of Intertwined Stars, D-BT04, Awakening of Chakrabarti, D-BT05, Triumph Return of Brave Heroes, Festival Collection 2021, Festival Collection 2022, Pearl Pack number 1, D-BT06, Blazing Dragon Reborn, D-BT07, Raging Flame Against Emerald Storm, and D-BT08, Minerva Rising. Applying filter, filters apply. Let's get started. First off, the Grade 3 lineup. And now for the Grade 3 lineup. For the Grade 3s in this deck, we are playing Grade 3, Ride Deck, Sword Satan Night Dragon, Gramgrace. Skills, first skill, continuous as a Vanguard. Your Persona Ride also increases the power of your back row units. Second skill, action as a Vanguard once per turn. Cost, Counter Blast 1 and Soul Blast 1. If the cost is paid, draw a card, choose a card from hand, call it to back row center rearguard circle. Until end of turn, that unit can attack from the back row and it gets plus 10,000 power. Third skill, auto as a Vanguard. At the end of battle, your back row center rearguard attacked, put that unit into soul and draw a card. Okie dokie, the Grade 3, Sword Satan Night Dragon, Gramgrace, we have 4 in the deck, 1 in the right deck, 3 in the main deck. Up next, the Grade 3, Knight of War Damage, Fasado. Skills, first skill, continuous as a rearguard. This unit cannot be chosen by your opponent's card effects. Second skill, auto as a rearguard. When this unit attack hits, counter charge 1 and soul charge 1. Alright, the Grade 3, Knight of War Damage, Fasado, we have 2 in the deck. Next, the Grade 3, Knight of Soaring Blade, Fernbale. Skill, auto, from the back row center rearguard circle. At the end of battle, this unit attacked. If your opponent's Vanguard is Grade 3 or greater, cost, Soul Blast 1 and discard a card from hand. If the cost is paid, choose one of your Vanguards with Gramgrace in its card name. It gets plus 10,000 power, plus 1 drive until end of turn. Affirmative, the Grade 3, Knight of Soaring Blade, Fernbale, we have 4 in the deck. And next, the Grade 3, Normal Order, Gradia Gradel. Skills, first skill, continuous. Regulus piece. You may only have 1 Regulus piece in your deck and use it a total of 1 time in a fight. Second skill, Order. Plays if you have a Grade 3 Vanguard with Persona Ride, and if you do not ride this turn, activate Persona Ride. Draw a card. All of your units gets plus 10,000 power this turn, and you're regarded to Persona Road. Confirm, the Grade 3 Normal Order, Gradia Gradel. We have 1 the deck. And at that, we've covered the deck's Grade 3 lineup. Next, let's get on to the Grade 2 lineup. And now, for the Grade 2 lineup. For the Grade 2s in this deck, we are playing Ride Deck, Grade 2, Blaster Dark. Skill, auto. When this unit is placed on the Vanguard circle or rearguard circle, cost, Counter Blast 1 and retire another rearguard. If the cost is paid, choose one of your opponent's rearguards, retire it. This unit gets plus 1 drive until end of turn. Second skill, continuous as a rearguard. During your turn, if your rearguard is retired this turn, this unit gets plus 5,000 power. Okay, the Grade 2, Blaster Dark, we have 1 the right deck. Up next, the Grade 2, Drilling Angel. Skill, auto. When this unit is placed on the rearguard circle, cost, put a unit card from drop into soul. If the cost is paid, look at the 3 cards on the top of the deck. Choose up to 1 card, the same card name as the card put into your soul for this cost from among them, call to rearguard and shuffle your deck. Alright, the Grade 2, Drilling Angel, we have 3 in the deck. Next, the Grade 2, Divine Sister, Langchat. Skill, continuous as a rearguard. If your soul has a Grade 3 or greater card, this unit gets boost and plus 5,000 power. Active on opponent's turn 2. Affirmative, the Grade 2 Divine Sister Lang the Chat. We have 3 in the deck. Next, the Grade 2 Magic of Alteration Turn R. Skill Auto as a rear guard. At the end of the battle, this unit attacks while boosted. If your damage zone has 3 or more face down cards, cost, put this unit into your soul. If the cost is paid, countercharge 1. Confirm the Grade 2 Magic of Alteration Turn R. We have 3 in the deck. Up next, the Grade 2 Hammer Breaking Knight Sadie. Skill Auto. When this unit is placed on rearguard circle by card ability, cost counterblast 1. If the cost is paid, draw a card, and this unit gets plus 5,000 power until end of turn. Okie dokie, the Grade 2 Hammer Breaking Knight Sadie. We have 4 in the deck. And at that, we've covered the deck's Grade 2 lineup. Next, let's get on to the Grade 1 lineup. And now for the Grade 1 lineup. For the Grade 1s in this deck, we are playing Ride Deck Grade 1 Little Sage Marin. Skills, first skill, Auto. When this unit is rolled upon by a Grade 2 with Blaster in its card name, look at the top 7 cards of your deck, choose up to 1 Grade 2 with Blaster in its card name from among them, reveal it, put it into hand, and shuffle your deck. If it did not reveal a card, choose a Vanguard Brave from Soul and call its rear guard. Second skill, continuous as a rear guard during your turn. If you have 3 or more units, this unit gets plus 2,000 power. Okie dokie, the Grade 1 Little Sage Marin. We have 1 in the right deck. Up next, the Grade 1 Palladium Zeal Dragon. Sentinel, perfect guard. Skills, first skill, continuous Sentinel. You may only have up to 4 cards of continuous Sentinel deck. Second skill, Auto. When this unit is put on the Guardian Circle, choose one of your units, and it cannot be hit until end of battle. If your hand has 2 more cards, choose a card from hand and discard it. Alrighty, the Grade 1 Palladium Zeal Dragon. We have 3 in the deck. Next, the Grade 1 Blitz Order Elementaria Sanctitude. Skills, first skill, Continuous Sentinel. You may only have up to 4 cards of Continuous Sentinel deck. Second skill, Continuous. You may only have 1 Elementaria Sanctitude in the deck. Third skill, Order. If your opponent's Vanguard has triple drive, this ability can be played without paying the cost. Place if it costs up, discard a card from hand if your Vanguard is Grade 3 or less. If the cost is paid, choose one of your units, and it cannot be hit until end of battle. Remove this card. Affirmative, the Grade 1 Blitz Order Elementaria Sanctitude. We have 1 in the deck. And up next, the Grade 1 Bringer of Soaring Wind Lacti. Skill, Auto from the back row rearguard circle. At the end of your turn, if you have a Vanguard of Gramgrace in its card name, cost, retire this unit. If the cost is paid, choose a Grade 3 unit card from your soul and put it into your hand. Okay, the Grade 1 Bringer of Soaring Wind Lacti. We have 3 in the deck. And of that, we've covered the deck's Grade 1 lineup. Next, let's get on to the Grade 0 lineup. And now for the Grade 0 lineup. For the Grade 0s in this deck, I am playing Ride Deck Grade 0 Vanguard Brave. Skill, Auto. When this unit is rolled upon, if you went second, draw a card. And for Vanguard Brave, we have 1 in the Ride Deck. And of that, we've covered the deck's Grade 0 lineup. Next, let's get on to the Trigger lineup. And now for the Trigger lineup. For the triggers in this deck, we are playing Grade 0, Light Dragon D-BT08 Honors Ambertonia over Trigger. Skill, Trigger, additional effect. Until end of turn, you also perform drive checks for the battles your rearguards attack. So for Grade 0, Light Dragon D-BT08 of Honors Ambertonia over Trigger, we have 1 in the deck. Next up, the Grade 0, Blade Feather Dragon, critical trigger. Skill, Auto as a rear guard. At the end of the battle, this unit boosted. Cost, put this unit into your soul. If the cost is paid, choose one of your units, and it gets plus 2,000 power until end of turn. Alrighty, the Grade 0, Blade Feather Dragon, critical trigger, we have 4 in the deck. Up next, the Grade 0, Daring Knight Saul, critical trigger, we have 4 in the deck. And next, the Grade 0, Protection Magic Parabi, draw trigger. Skill, continuous as a guardian. If your opponent's Vanguard is Grade 3 or greater, this unit gets plus 5,000 shield. So for Parabi, we have 3 in the deck. Next up, the Grade 0, Invigorate Sage, heal trigger, skill, auto. When this unit is placed on the Guardian Circle, if your opponent's attacking unit has attacked 2 or more times this turn, this unit gets plus 15,000 shield until end of battle. Active if this battle's second attack this turn or more. And okie dokie, the Great Zero, Invigorate Sage, heal trigger, we have 2 in the deck. And up next, the Great Zero, Hardiness Tier Sorceress, heal trigger, skill, auto. When this unit is put in the Guardian Circle, if the attacking unit's critical is 2 or greater, and its critical is increased by a non-trigger effect ability, or its original critical is 2 or greater, this unit gets plus 15,000 shield until end of battle. Okay, the Great Zero, Hardiness Tier Sorceress, heal trigger, we have 2 in the deck. And with that, we've covered the deck's trigger lineup. And with that, we've covered the deck's build and card effects. For the cards in this deck, we are playing 2. Grade 3, Knight of War Damage Fasado. 4. Grade 3, Sword Sate Night Dragon Gramgrace. 4. Grade 3, Knight of Soaring Blade Fernvale. 1. Grade 3, Gradia Gredel. 1. Grade 2, Blaster Dark. 3. Grade 2, Drilling Angel. 3. Grade 2, Divine Sister Langdachat. 3. Grade 2, Magic of Alteration Turnar. 4. Grade 2, Hammer Breaking Knight Sadie. 1. Grade 1, Little Sage Marin. 3. Grade 1, Palladium Zeal Dragon. 1. Grade 1, Elementaris Sanitude. 3. Grade 1, Bringer of Soaring Wind Lacti. 1. Grade 0, Wingull Brave, starting unit. And for the triggers in this deck, we are playing 1. Overtrigger, Amritonia. 8. Critical triggers. 3. Draw triggers. And 4. Heal triggers. And with that deck built, card effects explained. Next, let's get on to testing out the deck. And here we are in the main menu, going to test out the deck. So heading over to the fight menu, selecting CPU fight, choosing the deck I just showcased to you, the Keter Sanctuaries, Sword Sate Night Dragon, Gramgrace, D-BT08 deck. Looking good, and okie dokie, selecting the deck, choosing my opponent. The opponent I'm gonna test it out on is Lyrical Monasterios, Mika Shibuya, normal difficulty, and click. The battle begins, let's get started. Here we are in the fight, gonna decide who goes first, so rock, paper, scissors, shoot. Scissors to paper, I win, going first, drawing starting hand. I got myself a Langdachat, 2 Sadies, a Fernvale, and a heal trigger. Holding on to 1 of each normal unit, redrawing the extra copies and triggers, redraw. Yes, Fasado and Langdachat, not a bad draw. My turn, draw. I ride from the right deck, Little Sage Marin. Right deck cost, I am discarding. Critical trigger, Nope, gonna hold on to the critical for defense, just discarding the second copy of Langdachat from hand, discard, and ride, Marin! That's it for my turn, end of my turn, my opponent's turn. My opponent rides the Grade 1, Esteeton Nami, skill Nami, Superior Calling to the back row. Grade 1, Eileen. Start a skill, she draws a card, and calling the back row, Kadia, adding power. Going to battle phase, Vanguard to Vanguard, 23k. No guard, gonna take it.
No guard.
Drive check. No trigger, safe, so 1 damage, here it comes. Ow! Damage check. No trigger, lefty, that's not good, I need that card. And my opponent's turn, my turn, stand and draw. I ride from the right deck, Blaster Dark. Right deck cost, discarding, critical trigger Saul, discard, and ride, Blaster Dark. Skill of Marin. Preview the top 7 cards of my deck. Look for a blaster. No blasters in sight. So instead, I Superior Call Wingull Brave from the soul to rear guard. Call. Skill of Blaster Dark. Counterblast 1. Retreat Wingull Brave. Retire 1 of my opponent's rear guards. I retire Eileen. And my Vanguard gets drive +1. I call Langdachat to rear guard. Call. That ought to be enough to the battle phase. Vanguard to Vanguard, 10k, twin drive. First check. Yes, critical trigger, just what I needed. I am going to give critical to Vanguard, power to language chat. Critical up. Power. Second check, come on, something good. No trigger, perfect guard. Not a bad draw. 2 damage to my opponent. Slash. First check. No trigger, safe. Another Eileen. 1 less card to worry about. Second check. Yes, no trigger, perfect guard. Another card less to worry about. Land a check to Vanguard, 20k. She guards with a critical, 23k. Just barely enough to block it. The attack fails, but that's not a bad turn, I guess. So, end of my turn, my opponent's turn. My opponent rides to grade 2 as Thesis Kiora. Calling to the rear guard as Arif and Paline. Paline to Vanguard. No guard, gonna take it. Here comes. Ow! Damage check. No trigger. Not a Persona ride. Here comes Vanguard. Vanguard, 15k. Skill of Kiora, returning a card to hand. I'll save my guards for the rear guard, so no guard, gonna take it. Drive check. No trigger, safe, so just 1 damage. Ow! Damage check. Yes, heal trigger. I heal 1 point of damage. Healing and giving power to the rear guard, or giving power to the rear guard language chat. Healing 1 and power up. And here comes 10k to Vanguard. No guard, gonna take it. And here comes 1 damage. Ow! Damage check. No trigger, perfect guard. That's not good. End of my opponent's turn, my turn. Stand and draw. I ride from the right deck, Sword State, Night Dragon, Gramgrace. Right deck cost, I discard. In my drop zone, I have Lacti and Lang the chat, so I should keep my Drilling Angel for the chance of superior call, discarding the critical trigger to ride Gramgrace. And then I am going to activate Gramgrace's skill. Counter Blast 1, Soul Blast 1, draw a card. Draw! Yes, perfect guard. I superior calls the back row. Sadie. Power up and gives the ability to attack from the back row. Sadie skill. Counter Blast 1. Draw a card and power up. Draw! Yes, Firm Bale. Not a bad draw. Next, I call Drilling Angel the rear guard. Call. Angel skill. I move my Lacti from drop zone into the soul. Preview the top 3 cards on my deck. No Lactis. Deck shuffled. And I think that should do it. No, hold on. Moving Lacti to the back. Moving my Lang the chat to the back row. Calling Fasado to the rear guard. Call. It cannot boost yet, but I might be able to use my... Next turn, I'll be able to use Firm Bale's skill to add it to the soul and then get the boost later. So just gonna keep it tucked away in the back row for safekeeping. Going to battle phase. First up, my Drilling Angel attacks the rear guard Arif. 10k to 10k. The attack goes through. Boom. 1 less rear guard to worry about. Vanguard to Vanguard. 13k. The attack goes through. Twin drive. First check. Draw trigger. Just what I needed. Draw card. Draw. Power to Fasado. Second check. Yes, heal trigger. I heal 1 point of damage, healing and giving power to Fasado. Powering up, 1 damage to opponent. Slash. Damage check. No trigger, safe. Now here comes Sadie with 25k to Vanguard. 25k. The attack goes through. Bash. Damage check. Over trigger, come on! Damage nullified, she powers up the hand and... Skill of Gramgrace, Sadie goes to the soul. I draw a card. Draw, another Sadie. End of turn, my opponent's turn. My opponent rides to grade 3 as Thesis Kyrie. Calling the rear guard, Kinky and Paline. Kinky attacks the Vanguard, 13k. Intercept with Drilling Angel, 18k, attack blocked. And ka-chink, safe. Vanguard the Vanguard, 18k. The remaining rear guard is 10k, not counting triggers. Kyrie's skill, returning Kinky to hand. No guard, gonna take it. She twin drives, first check. No trigger, safe. Second check. No trigger, safe. The remaining rear guard cannot attack, so just 1 damage to me. Here it comes. Ow! Damage check. Critical trigger. Giving all effects to Vanguard. That's kind of a waste of a trigger, but I guess that's an okay turn for this time. And my opponent's turn, my turn. Stand and draw. Yes, a Persona Ride, just what I needed. Here we go, Persona Riding. Sword State Night Dragon, Gramgrace. Power up the entire field and draw a card. I activate Gramgrace's skill. Counterblast 1. Soul Blast 1. And then draw a card. Draw. Heal trigger. I Superior calls the back row, Fern Veil. Call. Power up gets the ability to attack from the back row. Then I call Turn Guard or Rear Guard. Call. That ought to do it. So on to the should I call a trigger to support the boost? My opponent's at 3 damage and 7 cards in hand. Better play it safe. I call Robbie to the back row. Call. Power up, and that'll do it to the battle phase. First up, my Fern Veil attacks the Vanguard, 33k. The attack goes through. Slash. Damage check. No trigger, safe. And then, Fern Veil skill. Soul Blast 1. Soul Blast. I discard a card. Discarding Sadie, discard, and Vanguard's powers up and drive +1. Vanguard skill, Firm Veil to Soul. And draw a Lacti. Not that, so Vanguard to Vanguard, 33k, triple drive. Chief quadruple guards, 53k, intercepts, 58k, over trigger to pass. Or tree to pass, first check. Yes, critical trigger. My opponent only has 3 cards in hand. Better play it safe. I give all effects to Fasado. Critical up and power. Second check. No trigger. Grande Gradel. Persona Right material. Third check. No trigger. Fasado. Not too shabby. The attack may have failed, but now here it comes. Boosted by Lang the Chat. Fasado attacks the Vanguard. 58k, 2 criticals. The attack goes through. Slash. Damage check. No trigger. Second check. Come on. Yes, no trigger. 6 damage. I win. Good. That was a pretty okay fight. I got to try out the new cards in this deck and made them work with me pretty well, so I got win, double trigger, attack 50,000 more power, opponent drew an over trigger, did a Persona Right, 6 turns passed, did a Superior Call, retired 5 or more opposing units, 1 of 10 or more cards in hand, drew 3 or more times in 1 turn. I got 2750 VP, total 311,125 VP, pressing A to go next, leaving fight, returning to the fight menu. Back to the fight menu, leaving fight menu, going back to the main menu, and off to edit deck menu. With that, the deck's been built, card effects explained, and I just finished testing the deck out in front of you. So first I want to say is, thank you to the viewers for watching today's video, and to please stay tuned for more videos I plan to upload again in the near future. I also hope you all show support by liking, commenting, sharing, and subscribing to my videos and channel. And with that I say, goodbye, and see you all soon!